welcome back to Cornerstone Music. I hope you had a great summer. So excited to see you again. For those of you that are new, this is the Cornerstone Music Room, and you'll be coming here every 6 days for music class. So it'll be a fun and exciting time for you, one that I'm quite thrilled about. So now let's go on over here. Right over here, you're going to find all of our music expectations, and I like to call these expectations rather than rules. These are the things I expect you to do when you come to music class. Number one, enter and exit the room quietly and orderly. So when you come in the exit door, or the entrance door, which is right over here, you're going to come in the door and you're going to sit down quietly. So no matter what you're going through in the day, whether you come from lunch or recess or other places, we need to come in and get calm and quiet so that we can start our music day. And then when we leave, we're going to line up at this door, goes out into the hallway, and you'll meet your teacher out there. Rule number 2, raise your hand when you wish to speak. So if you have something to say, your hand needs to be raised. There's one thing about this though, if you want to share something that has nothing to do with music class, save that for after class or write it down on a post-it note to share it with me. But if you're going to raise your hand, it has to be about what we're talking about in music. Rule number 2, keep hands, feet, and other objects to yourself. Oops, I meant rule number 3. Keep hands, feet, and other objects to yourself. So this means that we're not touching other people, we're not sitting on other people, we're not playing with each other's hair or touching each other's shoes. Rule number 4, use instruments and materials as instructed. So if you'll head over here, I'll show you our instrumentarium. So an instrumentarium, it has all of the instruments that we'll be using throughout your time in music class, and we want to use them the way that they should be used. So these are our simple rhythm sticks. These are not magic wands, they're not lightsabers, they're not swords, they're not antlers, they are rhythm sticks. We want to use them the way that they're meant to be used. Same with a bunch of other of these cool things we've got over here. This is my new one. This is called a stir xylophone. It sounds like this. Rather cool. And there's lots of amazing things in here. So when we're ready to play instruments, I might say, okay, if you're in line 2, go and get the wood blocks. And so you'd hand out the wood blocks, and it says wood blocks on here for you. So we want to use these as directed. You will not be the only class using instruments. The whole school, over 1,000 kids at our school, use these instruments. So we want to take care of them. And we want to take care of ourselves by not putting them on our body in places we shouldn't be. There are also some new instruments you might see over here. We got these through a classroom grant, and so they're a bunch of fun instruments. The frame drums are along the wall. These are called tubanos, and we'll be getting these out and playing them a lot in the next few weeks. And rule number 5 is probably my most important rule. It's treat others as you would like to be treated. So if you want someone to respect you and care about you, then you need to be respectful and caring to them too. Sound good? Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about champs. So in every single classroom that you're going to be in at Cornerstone, we talk about this thing called champs. And I'll show you what champ stands for up on the board up here. So we take, each word stands for something. It's just CHAMPS. Our C stands for conversation. So that's, are we talking? Are we silent? What exactly are we doing to keep our voices the way they need to be? H stands for help. If you need help with something, you may calmly raise your hand and I'll be able to help you. If you're working in a small group, you might want to ask a neighbor, or if you're playing an instrument and you're having trouble, ask a person who's also playing the same instrument, because they might have heard different directions than you did, and they might be able to help you. And I also have this thing when you're working independently, it's ask 3 before you ask Miss B. So make sure that you ask 3 other people for help before you ask me. A stands for activity. So are we playing instruments? Are we dancing? Are we singing? Are we moving? Are we sitting down and watching Quaver? What exactly are we doing? That's our activity. M stands for movement. Speaks for itself. Are we moving? Are we sitting still? Are we dancing? Are we in the hallway? Are we on the risers? That sort of thing. P stands for participations. My goal for you is that everyone participates in music 100%. You might say, Mrs. Brown, what if I don't like to sing? Well, no one cares how you sing except you. So if we get you comfortable with singing, then it'll be fun and exciting for you. Other people really won't. It won't matter what other people think. And S stands for success. So if we are doing all of these chants correctly, if we're doing everything we should, then we'll be successful. And that's a great way to be. All right, so let's talk about leaving the music room. Let's talk about bathroom breaks. I let students use the restroom in emergencies, but if you must go, please go before or after music class so you don't miss out. Really, we do so many fun things, and I would hate for you to miss out only because you are in the restroom. There's a signal that we use in the music room for restroom and for water. If you say, Miss Brown, can I use the restroom? I'm always going to say no. What am I always going to say? No. If you use the signals, I'll either shake my head yes or no. You won't even have to say anything out loud. And then you'll be able to go. If I say no, it's likely because we are about to do a fun activity that I don't want you to miss out on. So if you want to use the restroom, this is the signal. It's sign language for letter R. And then water is just a W with your hand. Really simple. If you raise your hand like this and ask for a restroom, I'm not going to be able to know that you're wanting to go to the restroom. So this signal is really important. All right, let's talk about going to the nurse. So we all get sick one time or the other, and that's totally understandable. But here are some things to remind you about visiting the nurse. I will only let you go if you've gone to the restroom and still feel bad, are bleeding badly, or are very ill. Like if you look pale and don't look very good, I might send you. Here's something about me. Bloody teeth kind of scare me. So if your tooth is coming out, please try not to pull it during music class. Please just wait a little bit longer and don't even show it to me. Really, I don't want to see it. Okay. I promise that the nurse's office is more boring than music. If you try to get out of an activity by going to the nurse, I'll know about it, and I'll tell both your parents and your teacher about it. If in the case you feel like you're going to throw up, this is my desk, as you've seen. This is my trash can, which is currently full, and you'll throw up in this trash can. I know it sounds really gross, but this is where you'll come. We don't want to throw up all over the floor or all over the rug or the riser, so if you must, that is where you go. If you feel sleepy, please don't go to sleep at the nurse's office. You can come to me, ask for a drink of water with your W. I'll let you go get a drink of water. I know I'm one of those people that I get really tired when I'm sitting on the carpet just listening. So if you need to get up and go get water, just ask. All right, so now we come to a very important thing, behavior. So there are two things that are important in music for your music grade. One of them is participating, so doing all the activities we're doing, and the second thing is your behavior, so how you are acting in here. If you participate in music and show good behavior, you'll get a green star on the seating chart. So here's what a seating chart looks like. Each of your names will be in here so I know where you sit, and underneath the square I will make a green mark. It'll actually look like this. I don't know if you can see that star right there. And if you have good behavior, you'll get a green star for that lesson. Now, if you don't have good behavior, you are going to get a red dash, just like that. A red dash on the seating chart. Now, if you just have regular normal behavior, like you're not really participating, but you're not behaving badly, you're not gonna get a star or a dash, okay? Once you have 5 green stars, you can choose from the music lottery. Now, I haven't really decided what's going in there yet, but I promise by the time we get a 5-star person, I will have pencils, coupons, several different prizes, kind of like a treasure box type of idea. If you have a good behavior in music, you'll get an S on your report card, which is basically like getting an A in music, which I know you all want an A. Okay, so let's talk about happy notes. A lot of you know what happy notes are already. In a single class period in music, I'll pick a boy and a girl to receive a happy note. It's a bright colored certificate saying, hey, you did an awesome job, congratulations, because I really want to reward you for good behavior. When you earn this, you also get Chameleon Cash. If you're in 5th grade, 4th grade, or 3rd grade, you'll get $2. If you're in 2nd grade, 1st grade, or kindergarten, you'll get $1 of Chameleon Cash. You must follow all of our 5 music rules that were on the board over there to earn this. And if you do not get it, don't be worried, try again next time. I'm also gonna see how many people have gotten the green stars on their chart. Like if you have like 5 green stars here, well, then you might be someone that I might think, oh my gosh, they're doing such a great job. I'm gonna give them a happy note for the way that they're acting. So those stars are important. And if you see me with this writing, then you know what I'm doing. All right. So let's talk about bad behavior. It's a shame when behavior isn't good, especially when I don't see you very often. You're gonna see that I see you pretty much not always the same week. Sometimes I might see you 1 week and then I might not see you till 2 weeks later. So here are the consequences for not making good decisions in music class. So if I have to warn you one time about your behavior, you will get a verbal warning. So I might say, Sally, you are not behaving and I really need you to sit and do what I asked you to do. Your second warning would be a rest area think sheet. I wish I had one to show you, but unfortunately I threw them away. But let me show you what the rest area is. So come on over here. So if you have poor behavior, you're going to be sitting kind of in timeout, but of course we're not calling it that. We're calling it the rest area, and it's right here. There's also one over by the exit door. We'll span over there for you to see it. You will fill out a thinking sheet so that when you are in your rest area, when you're having your timeout, you're going to have about 5 to 10 minutes to kind of write a reflection about the way you're acting. And it can kind of help you get back on the right road. All right, the third offense is getting a pink slip. I know a lot of you have seen pink slips before. I'll also show you what it looks like later. And it's just a warning that says, Sally was not behaving in music class today. We just wanted to let you know. Please talk to her about her behavior. And then your mom and dad will sign it and bring it back. Okay, fourth warning. Your fourth offense will be calling home to mom and dad. I love knowing your parents. I love getting to meet them during open house, but I don't want to have to call your parents to talk to them about bad behavior. I'd love to call them and talk to them about how great you're doing, okay? And then you'll get an N in music, which means non-satisfactory, which is kind of like getting an F. And you don't want to fail music. There's no reason for you to not do good in here. You have 4 chances to make better decisions in music class before it starts going on your record, on your report card, where it'll be there for pretty much forever. All right. Okay, so let's talk about class rewards. I'm really excited about this. So if you follow me back over here, if we go over here to the exit door, there is a point chart. This year it's orange, and it's kind of blocked off by color. So whatever color you're coming with, that's where your points will be, and they're blocked off by 9 weeks. So each time in class, you have a chance to earn up to 5 points for good behavior. Usually it's 1 for each of the 5 rules that we talked about. You can also get a 0 for your class points for that lesson, which means that you're going to be way behind the other classes. So say Miss Chirk's class got a 5, they did really well, I'll put a 5 on the chart. And that will be great, and I'll tell their teacher, I'll tell Miss Chirk, oh, your class got a 5. And so that will be helpful, and I'll log them all up. The class with the most amount of points in each grade level gets a free day. And as the weeks go on, over here is point leaders. So as the weeks go on, I'll kind of keep a tally of which classes have the most points in 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade, 1st grade, 2nd grade, and kinder. This doesn't mean you have a free day. This just means you're the leader of the points so far. So it's kind of fun to see where you're at when you come in. All right, so let's talk about free day. Free day is what you earn if you have the most amount of points. So right before your report card comes out, we would have a free day. There are several different things we can do with free day. You can bring in your own board games if you have free day. I'm adding that this year. And we always put on a musical. So whatever musical your grade isn't watching that year, we'll put up there for people to watch. Also, there will be opportunities for people to draw if you want to draw and watch too. All right, so that's how free day works. All right, back on over here for our final little bit of information here. Extras. So each day in music class, you're gonna come on a different day. So one day you might come on a Monday, the next week you'll come on a Tuesday, and so on and so forth. So if you come to school on a Monday, or come to music on a Monday, you're gonna have musical Monday. So you're gonna get to watch a clip from a Broadway musical, and we're gonna talk a little bit about it. If you come to music on a Tuesday, we are going to learn a fun pop song and learn to dance along with it. If you come on a Wednesday, we're gonna have something called Watch This Wednesday, where we'll watch a fun YouTube clip that has something to do with music. Thursday is Take a Bow Thursday. So if you are a piano player, violin, guitar, maybe you take voice lessons, Thursday is your day. You're allowed to perform for the class on Thursdays. Please make sure that if you play piano, you bring your music. If you play an instrument, you bring that instrument, and that you bring your music with you. You're gonna have 2 minutes to perform it. So make sure that whatever you're performing is under 2 minutes. And then Friday is Freestyle Friday. We can either choose to do one of the ones we missed, or we can maybe have a dance party or something special on that day. one final thing, and I'll take you on over here for this part. Each month we're going to be talking about a different composer of the month. Music history and studying music is something that's always been important to me. And so our composer of the month for August and September is Johann Sebastian Bach. So they'll always be over here on this board with their photo, a map of where they lived, facts about them, and then even pieces of music that they wrote that I've put up here. That's really, really helpful, and you'll see that that'll switch out. When you come into music every day, you'll be hearing music by that composer of the month. So most of it will be music you don't even know that you knew. So, and that is all for this school year's rules and procedures. I'm so excited to make music with you guys. Some of you are going to get the chance to participate in programs. Others of you are going to have the chance to be in choir or other music groups. And so it's going to be a great year. So let's have a good one.